Welcome back to the plus side of Nashville. You know, coping with a cancer diagnosis is hard. It's hard physically, mentally, and emotionally, just all the way around. If you or someone you know has cancer, you need to know about Gilda's Club. Gilda's Club Middle Tennessee opened in Nashville over 2 decades ago. They're celebrating their big 20th this year. And since then, they've brought hope to thousands of people with cancer, as well as those impacted by it. And joining me now is Sandy O-bod-zin-ski, the president and CEO of Gilda's Club Middle Tennessee. Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you so much for having me to represent Gilda's Club. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you. You do such great work. For people who may not be familiar with Gilda's Club, talk about the organization's mission.
Absolutely. We exist so that no one has to face cancer alone. Now, what that means on a day-to-day basis is we have a program of support that our program director and her team created almost 20 years ago now, and it is clinically based, it's evidence-based. We offer support groups for all different kinds of circumstances. We have healthy living and healthy lifestyles classes, such as cooking classes and yoga and Tai Chi and all kinds of great options that I think of as kind of like a lazy Susan. Yes. You know, there's a lot of different choices depending on who you are, maybe what you want to learn about. And everything that we offered is really offered in the spirit of an offering, as an option. So it's not offered as you should be doing this. You know, there's none of that at Gilda's. It's about having options. We also have creative arts classes, and it's been really exciting over the last 2 years because one of the things we've added to our, to our repertoire of offerings is individual counseling.
Okay. And because you before have done a lot of sort of group.
Absolutely. Sessions? We did, and we still do quite a few support groups. But one of the things that folks who come to us, we call them members because they're part of Gilda's Club, and our members were saying, you know, they were saying to us, we were noticing that there were folks who needed more support than what you could really get in a support group, in a group setting. And so we worked with some clinicians to be able to offer 6 free sessions, free to the member, of individual counseling, and that could be one-on-one, that could be for a family, that could be a parent with a child. So really just very dependent on what the person or the family may need to help them. And you know, and it's not figure out your whole life counseling. Right. It's really kind of to help at a moment of crisis or challenge related to a cancer diagnosis, and that could be decision making and communication, whatever the issue may be. So we have already helped probably more than 150 individuals. I don't have that number right off the top of my head, but we get requests for that daily.
I can just imagine, because people must come to you at all points in their cancer journey.
Absolutely.
And at each point, there may be new questions, or there may be something new going on with family members. So it's good to know that at any point within their journey, that you can help them either with individual or some sort of a group.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's so true. And more and more now what we see too is that folks may find us for the first time after they've finished their treatment. We hear this all the time, that they will go through treatment, they're working with their oncologist, you know, their family or their friends are trying to help with those immediate urgent needs, meals, carpooling, who's going to take care of things around the house that maybe you can't do at that time when you're in treatment. But in treatment, you're also working with your medical team, your oncologist, and you have a plan. And you know when you're going to chemo or radiation or what medications you're taking. It's all very planned. And what often happens is people will finish a treatment and then sort of the flood of emotion will hit. Like, what do I do now?
Right. What's my next step?
What's my next step? They said I should just come back in 3 to 6 months, but shouldn't I be doing something? What do I do? So a lot of people find us at that time. A lot of people find us during long-term survivorship because, again, emotions may hit at that point. Feelings of, you know, I got through this. Everything looks okay. Everyone thinks I'm fine, but I know that I had cancer. And there's, you know, there's those fears to manage of, is it going to come back, and how do I manage that? And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about Gilda's Club, is that when people walk through that red door, they know the people behind that red door get it. You know, they just get it. You're understood. You can have hard conversations. And I think a lot of times people may think we're only there for women. So there's only women coming through the door.
I think they do. And I think that is a misconception that a lot of people have. But you're open to men, women, and children and family members.
Everyone. Everyone. If your life is touched by cancer, there's no other qualifiers.
Right.
You know, if you lost someone that you love to cancer, it doesn't have to be, you know, within 18 months or something. There's no qualifier. So if you yourself have cancer, men, women, children, teens, young people, if you love someone who has cancer, there's something at Gilda's Club that may be able to offer you support, comfort, a community of understanding.
That is so good to know, Sandy, because so many of us, our lives have been touched by cancer in some way, shape, or form.
It's hard anymore to meet anyone who hasn't been touched in some way.
It really is.
So we really are there for everyone. And I should say this because it's the most important detail. If people don't remember anything else, remember we're for everyone. If your life is touched by cancer, and everything that we offer is free of charge to the member.
I love
now
that.
We fundraise like crazy to make that happen. and this community is incredible, but everything is offered free, so people don't have to worry about that. There's enough financial stress when cancer enters your life, but at Gilda's Club, you don't have to worry about that.
That is just one thing that's weight lifted off your shoulders.
Absolutely.
At that point.
Absolutely.
Well, I love the fact that you all are expanding.
Yeah.
And you have a new recently opened location. Tell us about it.
We do. We opened a satellite location in Williamson County, and we've been open about 6 weeks now. And in that short 6-week time frame, more than 40 people have walked through our red door in Williamson County, because we have one there. We have one there. More than 40 people have walked through the door for the first time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it really affirmed the decision that the board and the staff, and certainly community members all weighed in on our strategy moving forward. We knew we needed to grow and we needed to expand because Nashville and Middle Tennessee are growing.
Absolutely.
And the people who are visiting us in Williamson County are saying things like, I knew about Gilda's Club, but I just couldn't do that drive. I mean, you have to remember that drive, when you're well, that drive can be exhausting.
Right, so when you're not well.
When you're not well, it's just too overwhelming. So we're hearing people say, I'm so excited you're here. Now, people who are impacted by cancer are so excited we're there.
That's true.
Which I think that also just sort of embodies something about our community. Lots of folks will say, oh, I expected it to be sad, and I didn't expect it to feel so good to be here at Gilda's.
Yes.
And certainly there are sad moments and sad conversations, but by and large, the people who walk through the door in Williamson County or in our Midtown location, you can almost see them change in the course of the hour that they're visiting us for an information session. You see their eyes kind of light up. You see them realize that this is a place of support and a place of hope where they can come however they are that day.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Sandy. We're all out of time. I could talk to you all day, but definitely folks need to go to your website if they'd like to learn more. I want to also thank my earlier guest for being here from the Nashville Shakespeare Festival, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on The Plus Side.